Welcome to Friday Sews. My name is Cynthia and you're watching Mountain Accent Sewing. You'll likely see this on Saturday. I don't think I'll get it edited in time to be up on Friday, but this is going to be a Friday Sews video. Thank you, Jen at Today and Jen Sewing Room, for creating this hashtag so we can share a little bit about sewing, a little bit about life, and just general chit chat. And I thank you all for joining me today. I've got just a few things to talk about. I want to do a recap of my August makes and also talk a little bit about what I've got planned for September and maybe into October. And then give you a little bit of a life update and some nature scenes. If you're interested in hearing about all this, stay tuned. First, I'll start with what I'm wearing. This is something I made, I can't remember if I made it last year or 2 years ago, but it is an Atelier Jubilee caftan top. And I just love it, and it is a very fall top to me. It's so flowy and it's so comfortable, but I love the colors. And I've got it paired with a pair of Lander shorts. And yeah, it's a very comfortable outfit. I completed 3 garments, 1 TNT and 2 brand new to me pattern designers. So my TNT was a Friday Pattern Company Donny shirt, and I will insert pictures of these garments. My Donny shirt is in the wash. I have wore it earlier in the week hiking, and I really liked it. Now you'll remember that I complained about the stiffness in the collar because I used the wrong interfacing, and that is in a dedicated video. I believe I talked about that in my Week in the Life video. If you haven't seen that, you can go back and check that out. But yeah, I used the wrong interfacing, but I love the way the top turns out. I just love the Friday Pattern Company Donny shirt. I don't know how many I've made so far. I think I'm on maybe number 4, possibly 5. And there'll be many more in my wardrobe. So I wore it hiking, and I really liked it, and I wore it up on the Blue Ridge Parkway at Black Balsam. For those of you that's been here in West North Carolina, Black Balsam is very popular, and they reopened a section of the highway where it was damaged from Hurricane Helene. So a lot of people were up there when we were there, but still was able to enjoy a hike on the Ivester Gap Trail and had a great time. And some of those photos are again at the end. So I made a size, I think I make a size large or extra large, I don't remember. I do add about 1.5 inches in the length, and I find that works great for me. And the great thing about the Donny shirt too is with the curved hem, I always finish that with bias binding. So I was able to use some of my Specky Seamstress bias binding. And I actually use bias binding in all 3 makes this month. The next item I made is the Viewer's Choice dress that I put to a vote a while back. I know I was very slow about getting this make completed. I did procrastinate some. I was a little concerned about doing all those gathers and everything, and you know, the gathers actually was really easy on this dress. The thing that I dreaded the most was inserting the bias binding in the armholes or the arm size, because it is a sleeveless dress, and that is the KnowMe ME2076, and I did a pattern review for that video if you'd like to go check it out. And so yeah, I used some of my bias binding in the arm side, and this is a fun little dress, and I don't know if I'll get the opportunity to wear it this fall. We're already getting a little bit cooler, but I think we may still have a few warm days ahead. But I think it will be ideal to wear next summer on a hot, hot day, because it is just a very thin viscose fabric, and it is a swirly, short swirly dress, and so I think it'll be super comfortable for the summertime. And then my third dress was my Think Pink make from the previous box, and it was a linen viscose fabric, which is a little heavier than what I thought it would be. But it makes a beautiful, beautiful garment. I found it very easy to sew with, and I think it is a perfect weight of fabric for, again, this time of year when the temperature starts to cool. And I had a viewer share some pattern suggestions for this fabric, and I think I mentioned it in my last video. Thank you at So Beautiful for this pattern suggestion of the So Different tulip dress. It's the first time making a So Different pattern. I thoroughly enjoyed the process, and I love the pleat that's on the front of the dress. I love the way the sleeves have pleating to get that tulip shape, and also I like the way the dress curves down towards your knees and forms kind of a tulip shape again, where it kind of curves in, and it has a band that you can do contrast if you want to or not. And that that dress calls for finishing the bottom hemline with bias binding, and it just gives it a great finish. Now, I've talked about all these items in previous videos, so I'm not going to take a lot of time. You can go check out those videos if you want to hear more details. What do I have coming up next? I am working on a collab with Emma at MK Sews, and go check her channel out if you haven't seen her before. She's in Australia, and I had asked if anyone would be interested in doing a collab. She reached out to me, and we are currently talking about what we picked the dress, and she's I think traced her pattern. I got to work on tracing mine, and this particular pattern that we're going to make, I think I will do a toile of at least the bodice. So yeah, stay tuned to hear more about that in a future video. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and push both of us out of our comfort zone. And then I have, of course, my Think Pink fabric from box 42, and it is the beautiful viscose fabric, and I have finally narrowed down what I want to make, and it is a pattern. This is my teaser. This is a pattern that I have made before, but I made a smaller size. I think I made it 2 or 3 years ago, and so I need to retrace the pattern because I'll need to go up 1 or 2 sizes. I've taken my measurements, and I'm going to look at the pattern chart and yeah, retrace that. So I've got a lot of tracing to do before I can cut any fabric, and that's probably what I want to be working on this next week, is tracing those patterns. And then of course I always have ideas going on, so I know I'll have more things coming in for October, but that is where my focus is at so far for September. Let me know in the comments below what you're working on. I always love to hear what you're sewing, and just hear what you're going on in your life. And so I'm going to move on to a little bit of life content. Now, I don't usually talk about my health a whole lot on here, but back in early August, I started having some health issues, and I've been going to the doctor and thought I was going to have surgery. And the latest update that I have is that it looks like I likely will not have to have surgery, which is good news. And I'm doing a more conservative treatment, so hopefully my the health issue that I'm having will resolve. So I would appreciate any prayers that my treatment works and that I don't have to have surgery. And yeah, it's just been kept me awake at night, something about it. And that first week I didn't sleep hardly any and caused myself to get a migraine. But I am in a better place mentally now, and I feel like, yeah, things are looking up. So yeah, that is all I want to say about my health. The wonderful thing about last weekend was that it was a 3-day weekend. We had Labor Day on Monday, And so I not only got to go out on a boat ride on Saturday, but I got a wonderful hike in on Monday with my parents. And so I am going to share photos from my boat ride as well as photos from the hike at Black Balsam, the Ivester Gap Trail on the Blue Ridge Parkway. And I hope you enjoy seeing all of those nature scenes. It sure did me a world of good mentally. I always love getting out in nature. That's a great way to reset and rewind a little bit. So I'm going to put that in now, and again, I'd like for you to comment below and let me know what you've got going on and what you'd like to see. If there's anything you'd like to see me focus on in any video, I'd like to hear that too. And I will talk to you later.